Senior High School General Mathematics Core Subject. Rational Functions, Equations, and Inequalities. Learning Goals. At the end of the lesson, the student is able to distinguish rational functions, rational equations, and rational inequalities. Review. Rational expressions. Definition. A rational expression is an expression that can be written as a ratio of two polynomials. A rational expression can be described as a function where either the numerator or the denominator or both have a variable on it. Consider the following expressions. Now we identify which of the following are rational expressions. Letter A. Letter A is a rational expression because it is a ratio of two polynomials. Letter B. Letter B is a rational expression because the numerator 1 is a polynomial of degree 0. Letter C. Letter C is also a rational expression which is also a polynomial. Letter D. Letter D, on the other hand, is not a rational expression since the numerator is not a polynomial. To understand why this is, let's try to recall the definition of a polynomial. A polynomial function p of degree n is a function that can be written in the form p of x equals a sub n x raised to n plus a sub n minus 1 x raised to n minus 1 plus a sub n minus 2 x raised to n minus 2 plus and so on plus a sub 1x plus a sub 0, where a sub 0, a sub 1, and so on up to a sub n are elements of the real numbers, wherein a sub n is not equal to 0, and n is a positive integer. Each summand is a term of the polynomial function. The constants a sub 0, a sub 1, a sub 2, and so on up to a sub n are the coefficients. The leading coefficient is a sub n. The leading term is a sub n x raised to n, and the constant term is a sub 0. For emphasis, we take note that n is a positive integer. Going back to letter D, since the numerator is equal to square root of x plus 1, equivalently, square root of x plus 1 is the same as x plus 1 raised to 1/2. That means the degree of x plus 1 being the base is 1/2, and 1/2 is not an integer. Therefore, letter D is not a rational expression. Lastly, letter E. Letter E is a rational expression since it is equal to 1 over x plus 2 times x minus 2. Rational equation, rational inequality, or rational function. A rational equation is an equation. An equation is an equality involving rational expressions. A rational inequality is an inequality involving rational expressions. A rational function is an expression of the form f of x equals p of x over q of x, where p of x and q of x are polynomials, and q of x is not the zero function. Let's try to distinguish and illustrate the definitions among the three. As mentioned, a rational equation is an equation involving rational expressions. Example, 2 over x minus 3 over 2x equals 1 over 5. A rational inequality is an inequality involving rational expressions. So example, we have 5 over x minus 3 is less than or equal to 2 over x. The main difference between a rational equation and a rational inequality is simply replacing the equal signs by signs of inequalities such as less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. And finally, a rational function is a function of the form of f of x equals p of x over q of x, where p of x and q of x are polynomials, and q of x is not the zero function. Example, f of x equals x squared plus 2x plus 3 all over x plus 1. Or we could replace f of x by y. Y equals x squared plus 2x plus 3 all over x plus 1. Just a simple warning, a rational equation or inequality can be solved for all x values that satisfy the equation or inequality. Whereas we solve an equation or inequality, we do not quote-unquote solve functions, but rather we quote-unquote evaluate functions for certain values. A function expresses a relationship between two variables, such as x and y, and can be expressed in a table of values or a graph.